Добрый вечер, дамы и господа. Наконец-то мы добрались до этой чудесной игры. Себе надо хоть вспомнить, что тут такие кнопки, что давить, что делать, кого убивать. Зачем мы здесь, посланы в этот бренный мир. А, мы же босса убили. Так, мы убили босса, нам дали что-то там, Да, и мы можем прыгать то тут, то там. Тара-та-там. А, нам эту дали. Опять игра зависла, прикиньте. Вот, висла. Цеплялку нам дали, да. Ля-ля. А я же здесь вот сохранялся так-то в прошлый раз. Верстака. Так, мы сюда пришли, там машина, она там всех убивает. Я вообще ничего не помню. Маша, ты находится на другом конце моста Минеля. Не пригодится этот крюк. Так, ну я упаду. Чем я здесь? А, доски. По доскам я могу ходить. Да, все вспомнил.
We've got to get out of here quickly. We're in grave danger. These machines have neither heart nor mind. No mercy can be expected from them.
And where do you hope to find refuge, mon cher voisin? The enemy is everywhere, and they take no prisoners.
О. Блин, другая кнопка туда. Металла никакого не дал. Пройдено. Так, а зачем я сюда спускался? Так, а зачем я здесь? Блин, ну непонятно же. Что, реально спрыгивать? Батюшки мои, мне сейчас сердце встало, если честно. Чугун. И... Так, а дальше-то что? Да, ё-моё, игра. Обратно идти? Серьезно? Я сюда шел, чтобы идти обратно? А. Взорваться будешь? Как меня нормально дабл-шотом успокоили. В спину и в морду лица. Дровосек. Всегда все вечно заблокировано. А! 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 Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй! Металла нет, да? Кто у нас здесь? Просто душу? Какая себе награда, если честно. Что-нибудь сверху спрыгнуть. Лучше на разрывная. О! Лови. Это тебе от меня. Закатить. Тихо, самому страшно. Очень. Осень. Осень страстно начальник. Вот не нравится мне вот этот спуск. Вот вообще он прям попахивает неприятностями. Не ходи туда, там тебя ждут неприятности. Как я могу туда не ходить, если они меня ждут? Больно все-таки. А мне в голову. Снова что ли ударяешь? Так, вы не поверите, у нас забыл, как активировать эти... А, Q. Главное вовремя. Металл дали уже, спасибо. Чпонька, здравствуйте. Замок на этих дверях можно открыть с помощью комбинации из 4 букв. Ж, О, П, А. Не подойдет. Так какие буквы-то?
There's no point trying to force it. This lock requires a 4-letter password.
Фу ты, ёкаламана. Так это я обратно вышел, да. Что эти 4 буквы? Ага. Пустите меня, добрый дяденька. Так, тут карета. Санса благородная душа. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Опанчики. Наверху что-то вкусненькое есть. Сундучки я люблю. Ключ модуль сопротивления огня. Можно было из низу ударить, да? Можно было, но делать я, конечно же, не буду. Запись. Хочу забрать запись. Так, пока мы здесь, не будем мы церемониться. Это там. Уровня у нас немножко, а я любитель умирать на ровном месте. Улучшение. Так. Мастер мощи. Вот это вообще жесть какая-то. 40 плюс 20. Стихийный. $15,900. Надеть? Вот прямо аккуратненько. Инженерное дело. Пофигу, давай инженерное дело. Очень. На ровном месте застрял. А тут, соответственно, закрыто. Ваня сегодня. Корявые, ребята, извините меня. Соус игры это не мое. Иди бегу. Есть тут какая-нибудь спецовка? Запасной рычаг. А, ну это вот устройство, да, про устройство. А чё, вот так не смог нажать, да? С рычагом у нас не срослось. можно. Ух. Отлично. Как ты так изменила траекторию полета? Вперед. Нет, говорит, я в бок, говорит. А, ты, видимо, уперлась в стенку. Ты уперлась в стенку. Запись об отыграл. Так, это пошли, это пошли. Всем служащим канцелярии по приказу короля каждый из вас обязаны оказывать графу Калиостро содействие и представлять ему все, что он пожелает взять с собой или изучить. Первый декресен, генерал-лейтенант полиции. Очень интересно. Так, а дальше-то что? А, рычаг, ёперный ты театр. Сейчас починим, подожди. Что я могу улучшить? Оружие, походу, дела. А, ячейку модуля, да. Больше ничего, кстати, улучшать не хочу пока. Я пока вполне это оружие устраивает. Понятно. Заперто. Ваше Величество, в свете последних трудностей я понимаю ваши опасения касательно того, как долго ваша самая прославленная армия продержится в бою. И все же смею заверить, что научные разработки, лежащие в ее основе, давно преодолели этап несмелых экспериментов. Эсталки, размещенные на стратегических важных позициях по всему городу, чернь бунтует. Чернь, наверное, люди какие-то. Не сомневаюсь, потери будут более чем достаточно. Потерь будет более чем достаточно. А потому, уверяю, вашим механическим солдатам хватит энергии, чтобы сокрушить предателей и подавить восстание. Ну, броня по-любому. Гражданские. Инвентарь. Ты меня называешь... Так, ладно. Выносливость. Выносливость это не про меня. С бесставленным аббатом Григуаром по поручению месье де ла Фара содержится рассуждение по алхимии, действия графа Клеопатра, строение таинственных спут, чтобы разобраться в них, обширным знанием в науке и богословии, изучив их содержимое, Святой Престол решил, следует ли отлучить графа от церкви. Решит.
Dieu soit loué. It is such a blessing to see you safe and sound.
This belongs to you.
Bless you, whoever you are. You have our eternal gratitude.
I believe you've met Monsieur Julien Raymond from distant Saint-Domingue. He's one of the most eminent members of our organization.
And you? Mademoiselle? What should we call you?
My name is Aegis.
Ah, yes. The Aegis. The mighty shield and scourge of Zeus.
I wonder, earlier by the Pont Neuf, when you touched Monseigneur's ring, can you explain what happened?
The moment I touched it, I was transported. Somewhere else. It was the same strange world that you were in, Monseigneur.
Hell, you mean?
Or purgatory?
The ring called to me. It compelled me to reach out and take it.
Come now.
I saw things there. I saw Monseigneur giving a sermon.
What wickedness is this?
This explains the moment when you froze. And this isn't the only time you've experienced something like this, n'est-ce pas?
That is correct. It also happened with two objects I found in Place Dauphine.
And what happened there?
That is where I found your Bible and your cross, Monseigneur.
How did you know they belonged to me?
They demanded to be returned to you. You did not regain consciousness until I did so.
This is madness.
Let us not be so quick to judge, Monseigneur.
I witnessed the moment when your cross was taken from you. Then I saw you being locked in that box.
Eh bien voilà. It is just as I suspected. Here, Aegis, look at this. Over the course of my research, I unearthed this ancient document. I believe I have finally uncovered its meaning. It's a triangle with an identical inscription at each corner. Nemi, memory in ancient Greek. Then, in the center, there is an open eye which symbolizes awakening. Do you understand? The images you saw, Aegis, were Monseigneur de la Fare's own memories. 3 echoes of the past tied to personal objects of his. 3 Nemes, memories which some dark alchemy had taken from him. Without them, his mind would have remained lost, incomplete. He would never have regained consciousness. But by returning these 3 objects to him, Aegis, you were able to save his immortal soul.
Tell me, Aegis, when you were at the clerk's office at the Châtelet, did you perhaps see a leather wallet near the abbot's documents?
No, Monseigneur.
Ah, that is unfortunate. Most unfortunate.
Так, мы слово нам сказали. Memory. Возможно, это те слова, которые нужны для того, чтобы открыть ту секретную дверь.
Monseigneur, that other world where you were held prisoner, do you still feel its effects?
This other world, as you call it, Aegis, is none other than hell itself, Gehenna. The place the Lord sends those who worship the beast, but hell didn't keep me. Has God given me a chance to redeem myself, perhaps?
What task did you entrust to the abbot?
The Holy Office ordered me to keep an eye on the Comte de Cagliostro. This charlatan imagines himself to be the heir of Mesmer, the magnetizer, and seems to have ingratiated himself with the king. There have been disturbing reports about him that could lead to his excommunication. It is said that he can make the dead speak. Can you imagine? I asked the abbot to investigate the surroundings of Eugène de Vaucanson's workshop, where the count had been seen coming and going for several weeks. I cannot disclose the details of what he discovered there, but it may well be related to the events that have plunged Paris into mourning.
I bid you farewell, Monseigneur.
Wait just a moment, s'il vous plaît. You are one of Cagliostro's creatures, are you not?
What do you mean?
When did you awaken?
I do not understand, Monseigneur.
Well, that is to say, you talk, you think, you seem to act with some sort of free will. This was not always the case, that much is clear. You must agree that not all automates are as sophisticated as yourself. I'm attempting to unravel the mystery of your true nature. Tell me, what are your very first memories?
That is a question I am unable to answer.
How strange. In that case, you must surely be able to tell me who taught you what you know.
What I know, Monseigneur?
How can I put it in a way that you'll understand? For example, you call me Monseigneur. How do you know that this is how one addresses a member of the clergy of my rank?
I cannot explain it. I believe...
Go on, Aegis.
I believe that this knowledge is not mine.
Well, I never. Did you hear that, Abbot?
I caught every word, mon ami.
Mon ami.
Mon père,
Plus tard, s'il vous plaît. I need a moment alone. I must read over my notes in light of what we have just discovered.
Monsieur Raymond, what is the aim of this organization?
We publish articles and exert our influence on those who are in a position to improve the lot of our unfortunate brethren. Our numbers grow by the day, and we have many illustrious members, such as the Comte de Mirabeau and the Marquis de Lafayette. But it was Monsieur Brissot and the abbot that founded the group.
Good old Brissot. Shouldn't he be here by now?
Yes, mon père. He should have arrived hours ago. Alas, there has been no sign of him.
I hope to God that no misfortune has befallen him.
What fate does the kingdom reserve for those with black skin?
According to tradition, any enslaved person who sets foot on French soil is freed.
This rule is most problematic in the eyes of planters in the colonies, who would seek to maintain their precious labor force.
This is why, for the past 12 years, no black people have been allowed to disembark in any of the kingdom's ports. Those who accompany their masters on the journey are imprisoned in the Admiralty's jails the moment they leave the ship. As for those who manage to evade the authorities, they live in fear of the raids carried out by the Marshalsea.
Are you not subject to these laws, Monsieur Raymond?
I am fortunate enough to have been born a subject of the king through my father, and also to have received an education, and to be wealthy.
Naturally, that makes all the difference.
You are quite a long way from home, Monsieur Raymond.
I haven't been back to Saint-Domingue in nearly 5 years. I left my most trusted men in charge of overseeing my indigo plantation. I came to France with the aim of having an audience with the king. I hoped to convince him to use his automats for agricultural work. I was of the belief that this was the best way to ease the suffering of our enslaved brethren. Alas, it was all for naught. I was only able to get an audience with the Minister of the Navy, and even that was granted reluctantly. Later, when the king convened the Estates General, my hopes were renewed. I saw it as an opportunity to make our voices heard. And then, mon Dieu, what a disaster, Aegis. What a complete disaster.
Все еще хочешь один
Mon
побыть?
père,
Plus tard, s'il vous plaît. I need a moment alone. I must read over my notes in light of what we have just discovered.
Карета, просто что за карета? Я вижу карету, я вижу. Как там рынок? Да, можно сваливать отсюда. О, началось война. Подождите. Про слова. Как мне сейчас на берег попасть? Берег. Так.
there's no point trying to force it. This lock
Что
requires
ли?
a 4-letter password.
Не подошло. А ну и ладно. Особо хотелось. Погнали, дом инвалидов. Я помню, что надо было подняться на второй этаж. Я не смог зацепиться, потому что не было у меня зацеплялки. А зацеплялка — это наше все. В смысле? Все бы ничего. И зачем я здесь? Бронза. Вообще быстрое перемещение нету. Чудесная игра. Люксембургский ансамбль. Я снова здесь? Вы издеваетесь?
Monsieur de Lafayette, you are safe and sound.
Safe and sound indeed, but with a broken soul. I have just returned from Place Dauphine.
I understand, monsieur. The Garde Nationale.
I was too late. All these brave men cut down in a single attack. Why was I not among them? Alas, I am condemned to outlive them and to witness an even greater calamity.
What disaster do you fear, monsieur?
It's a highly sensitive matter. I've been waiting in vain for a message of the utmost importance.
Can you tell me more about it?
Ma foi, at this point, I don't really have a choice.
You can speak freely. Have no fear.
Before the king's attack, I sent a squad of horsemen on a very important assignment. They were to collect a precious cargo at Gros Caillou, not far from the Hotel des Invalides.
What sort of cargo?
I'm sorry, Aegis, but I swore on my life to keep it a secret. All I can tell you is that it would give us a decisive advantage. But I haven't heard from my men. I'm worried that the exchange may have met with misfortune. It is paramount that I learn what happened and who has the cargo now. The future of the kingdom depends on it.
Since it's so important, I will go there myself and attempt to solve this mystery.
Загадка на загадке. Знаете, чего я захотел? Кукурузных палочек. Вы спросите меня, почему? Да, я вам не отвечу. Пустыща. Прекрасная Габриэль. 25 апреля 1789 года маркиза де Лафаэту, любезный муж. Как мы и договаривались, этим утром я принимала месье Мерсье, директора ботанического сада. Он прибыл на корабле, и долгое путешествие плохо сказалось на его здоровье. Тем не менее, он решил лично посетить плантацию и поделиться своим ценным мнением. По его словам, почва здесь прекрасна, и стоит поставить теплицы для 500 саженцев гвоздичных деревьев или около того. Кроме того, понадобятся лестницы для сбора урожая, сушильни и амбары. Если вас это устраивает, сообщите мне как можно скорее. Я очень скучаю и всей душой надеюсь вновь увидеться в этом далеком и дорогом нам краю. Вот раньше даже как-то писали красиво, то есть как-то переживали, вот как-то вот это вот что-то вот было в людях. Я понимаю, что это игра, но вот в целом как-то вот больше ценились отношения, то есть ценилось все. А сейчас? Что сейчас? Чего? Че? срутся, каются, общаются. Все как-то оно не то. Что есть, то есть. А мышка на тот экран иногда уходит. Сама собирается и уходит.
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Have your efforts paid off?
Походу того.
Ah, you're back. Do you bring me glad tidings?
The abbot is safe and sound. He is at the Société des Amis des Noirs with Monsieur Raymond and the Bishop of Nancy.
Very well. Very well. May Providence allow them to reach us safely. Though I despise war, we must rally the people for battle as soon as possible. A reliable source tells me the arsenal at Les Invalides is overflowing with weapons, but a royal automat guards it. I now have no doubt that you are capable of defeating such a creature. But are you prepared to go back into the fray?
Yes, I am.
Very well. Try to clear the way so we can access the Hôtel des Invalides. Once you've done that, we'll take care of the rest. A handful of patriots are already there. Their task was to open a passage to the east, through the Faubourg Saint-Germain.
Very well. I will go and find them. Were you present when the Estates General was dissolved?
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. I witnessed what it cost to defy the crown. We laid bare before the king the abject misery of his subjects. It was more than he could suffer. So he had the people's representatives dispersed by means of bayonets. At least we only had to contend with soldiers made of flesh and blood, positively angelic compared to the machines that have swept through Paris.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre. Monsieur,
What can I do for you, madame?
how do you intend to counter the king's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations, and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it.
Взорвать. Утопить. А, сидите здесь. А я пойду опять по крышам века голубей гонять. И Наташку дергать за косу. Тур-тур-тур-тур-тур-тур-тур. Эй. Добраться мне как-то вот до дома инвалидов. Удачи, парни. Сумка врача. Врача! Врача! Видите врача. Капюшон королевского секрета тоже интересно. В этой сумке найдена в доме доктора Луи Эмонали, главного королевского врача. Лежат повязки, бальзамы, лекарства и хирургические инструменты. Ее содержимого хватит, чтобы оказать первую помощь раненому человеку. Отличная находка в первый день безымянной войны, в которой уже пострадало бесчетное множество людей. Так. Ой, что выглядит неплохо. А гражданские штаны? Этот рукописный документ найден в кабинете доктора Лемония, содержит неизвестные вам символы. Их невозможно расшифровать. Подожди, давай по-моему. Больше нас тут ничего не интересует. Сука, не. Сегодня. Хватит за мной бегать. Страшно. Инвалидов. В доме инвалидов. В доме инвалидов. Господи, ребята, что это?
There is no hope of reaching Les Invalides by the moat. I shall have to go round it through the Faubourg Saint-Germain. According to Monsieur de Robespierre, his men have cleared a path for me. duty.
Еще ключики да надо. Трипла. Девушка Прасковья из Подмосковья. Поплачет у окна. Рана.
A hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. I should keep looking.
Мессия, на прошлой неделе я в очередной раз согласился помочь вам найти мадемуазель Атенайс. На ее поиски я отправил в Люксембургский сад 3 своих людей. Я понимаю, как много ваш труд значит для королевства, но вы не можете безнаказанно в ущерб важной полицейской работе пользоваться моими услугами в личных целях. А вы, мессия, должны сами следить за своей дочерью и принять соответствующие меры, чтобы она больше не убегала. Юная особа и ее положение не должно вести себя как юная особа. Юная особа и ее положение не должна вести себя как дикое животное. Жан Делерье, полковник Парижской гвардии. То есть сюда отправили 3 человек, чтобы они нашли что? Чугун. Искать сад. И двери открылись. Конечно.
Athénaïs, pour l'amour de Dieu, run and hide!
What do you mean, Papa?
Hurry, I beg you! The Count is at our door. He shall take us away.
Good heavens!
Don't worry about me. Run, I say. Run!
Where could she have escaped to? That hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. If I could find out where it was, I could track Athénaïs.
Есть логика в твоих словах. Лед и пламя. Сначала было оружие лед, потом оружие пламя, а теперь лед и пламя. А что за оружие мастера алхимии А? Пистолеты. Контратака. Попробуем. А как-то тут все так находится близко, прям странно очень.
traces of gunpowder. It would appear that Monsieur Lavoisier's gunpowder was taken to the Bastille.
Конечно, все ничего. Мертвое дерево — это хорошо, да. Чем оно здесь? А это... Спицу ты не можешь, да? Так, там, по-моему, еще где-то что-то было. Интересно, каким я макаром должен попасть туда? О. Люблю бегать по 10 раз. Обратно. Либо мне корми. О!
Dieu Tout-Puissant,
Madame de Polignac.
it's dreadful, Aegis. All is lost.
What are you doing here, Madame?
The children, Aegis. Charlotte and the Dauphin. The Queen and the Marquis de Lafayette did everything they could do to save them from the King's madness. They spent days working out every detail of this operation with the greatest secrecy. The preparations for departure with our accomplices in the Queen's house. The children's escape, hidden inside this wagon. Our meeting here, in this very place. Then our departure with the riders who were to ensure our safe passage all the way to Austria. They would have been safe there with their uncle, the Emperor. But you can see for yourself. The children are nowhere to be seen.
How were you able to leave Saint-Cloud?
Earlier, after you ventured out into the palace grounds, all of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage. Poor Monsieur Cléry. He was the Dauphin's valet. The poor soul gave his life to protect the little ones.
Madame.
Мадам, я хочу закончить разговор с вами, мадам. Эх, не срослось. Нифига себе тут. Чтиво.
4 horses for 3 men. Someone is missing. A red cap with a rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. Perhaps Madame de Polignac will know what this means. Madame, over here there are 4 dead horses, and the body of a 3rd man wearing a red cap.
4 horses for 3 men. That means one assailant managed to get away.
The attackers all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol worn by those who support the Duc d'Orléans.
One of them had a map indicating all the staging posts from here to the Principality of Liège.
Liège? That rabble-ridden city is where the Duke and his miscreants have established their base. It's beyond doubt. The Duke's men have taken the children. They're the ones behind this ambush. And they knew every detail of our plans. We were betrayed.
But surely the ambush did not go exactly as planned. 3 of them lost their lives.
That's true. If only we could catch the one who was able to escape. But now that I think about it, the riders that the Marquis de Lafayette promised us, if they made it here, they may have been able to surprise the kidnappers and stop them from carrying out their misdeed. By the grace of God, they may already be on their way to Vienna with the children.
I shall get to the bottom of this. Which garrison is this squad from?
They are stationed at the Hôtel des Invalides. The riders must have left from there.
Very well. I will try to retrace their steps. As for you, please return to the Queen at once. You have taken enough risks as it is.
Find the children, Aegis. Je vous en supplie.
Она испарилась. Блин, всадников-то я точно не найду. Мы прибежали. Сначала. Я нажал. Это какое-то другое. Как я сюда заскочу? Ворота открываются с той стороны. Один рычаг сломан. Освобождать дом инвалидов. Опустите.
They're after us. You must carry on, I beg you.
I'm making a lot of breath.
Suzanne, just a bit more. We're almost there.
В детстве была мечта такие часы носить в кармашке. Блин, не ту кнопку нажал. А почему? Твою-то дивизию со своей стаминой. Твою-то богу душу. Подожди, а я так далеко. Часто что? О, еще игра лагает. Не лагает, как это сказать-то? Я появился, а у меня перегрев. Зашибись. Еще и не бежит нифига. Такая нелепая смерть вообще просто. Ну иди сюда уже. Горемычная. Чунгу.
The Ottomans ravaged the church and slaughtered the faithful.
Преподобный диакон, моя больная сестра призывает меня к своему предсмертному ложу. Долг брата зовет меня в Орлеан, поэтому я уверяю вам ключ от склепа и прошу взять на себя похороны в мое отсутствие. Да пребудет с вами Бог, Отец Мишло из церкви Святой Марии. Да ну как эти удары достают? Пипец какой-то. Ё-моё. Все, что осталось, это женский головной. Как он смог зайти, если здесь колонна стоит? Понятно. Тут укрыл тела. Бросок висмута. сквозь бетон растет трава. Это норма.
They're back.
It's going to be all right. This machine is alone and the door is barricaded.
It won't hold. Did you see how easily those demons entered the church?
Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm.
Oh, Senor, he can speak.
What do you want with us, Automat?
What happened in this church?
You should know. It was your kind that slaughtered these lambs. I don't think those who were able to escape stand much of a chance either.
Вот.
Where are the survivors?
They're hiding in the catacombs behind the church.
There's also the gentleman that the automats took alive.
Where did they take the gentleman?
We haven't the slightest idea.
That's enough questions now. Leave us be, Vertu.
Спи, как мне пройти тебя? Сенса воинской души. Какое такое воинское? Там у нас что? Ничего больше, да, по-моему? Не надо всего-то светлоконца. А? Погнали. Поговорим. Коломана. Я ж увернулся. Усилитель. Зачем я должен подходить, открывать сундук, а потом еще раз нажимать на я? Подошел, открыл, взял сразу. Тихо. Да ладно. Я бы мог подумать, что здесь заперто. Ладно. У нас там есть чекпоинт. Можно еще при этом обновиться. Масленка, вот моя масленка. Та-та-та-та. Та-та-та-та-та, масленка. А, уровень еще нужно. Но житель добычи вообще никак не дают. Да, сделать? Кстати, я вас запомнил. Так. Все, здесь, в принципе, делать нечего. Сюда иди. Это. Из ноги у тебя там вылетело. О, нифига. Интересно сделал. Промахнулся, потом пяткой мне ударил. Крайне оригинальненько, я скажу. Солнце благородное большое. Шиша. Это я понял. Модуль могу улучшить до 3-го.
Getting closer to Les Invalides. Here, I should be able to cross the moat easily.
Легкости. А ты чё у него О. Солнце мое. Чугун. Я перепрыгнуть должен? Угу. 50 раз.
No longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes. Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
Очки. Охренеть, я думал, это этот. Что, опять умирать, что ли? Опять удары, понятно. Моросы. Капец, это самый сложный босс был, который не попадался.
Suzanne, my dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance. What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow, and it was cold enough to curdle the blood. It's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow, and it was cold enough to curdle the blood. It's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread it. I really hear it.
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker, Ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to escape. I'm sadly convinced of this. As for me, my life was spared only so I could be tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur.
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
Я думал, мне какие-то плюшки снова дадут. Я же убил босса вроде как.
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honourable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope.
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the Patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him.
Можно, говорит, я тебя потрогаю?
Monsieur Necker.
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
Do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death. Despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu. What have I done to deserve such a fate? Why is the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear. After everything I've done for him. My abnegation.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refuse to accept any remuneration for my services in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts, bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries, that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him.
Ни хрена себе, он там потянулся, у него же там ключицы там все переломались.
I will look into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. We were separated in the Église Sainte-Marie, on Rue de Bourgogne.
I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
Так, ну на этом, пожалуй, все. А давайте сначала со всеми переговорим, а потом уже выйдем, что потом не
Monsieur
говорим.
Necker,
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
I'm not done investigating.
Don't give. Remember, that's in the Faubourg side. As for the...
Аббату Грегуар, приходскому священнику из коммуны Амбермен... Амбермен... Ампер. Устав ордена запрещает нам вмешиваться в мирские дела. Лишь молитвой спасем. Сейчас серьезно? Лишь молитвой спасем мы души тех, кто всемилостивый Господь решит призвать к себе. Я верю вам, реликваре нашего братства, и молюсь, чтобы вы и все, кто найдет убежище в трапезной нашего монастыря, защитили его и грозящим нам всем уничтожением. Да храни нас Бог. И молитву читать всякие там.
Aegis, a word, s'il vous plaît.
Заквин Сан-Домен 20 марта 1789 года. С Божьей помощью вы получили это письмо до начала работы генеральных штабов. Мы призываем вас не ограничиваться вопросами земледелия и не стесняться в требованиях на заседание в Версале. Наш главный аргумент – у нас нет депутатов, и все, что хотели белые представители, для нас не закон. Твердо стойте на своем и давайте отпор их презрению к нам. И еще говорите с месье Никером. Еще поговорите с месье Никером. На его счету много благотворительных дел, что говорит о его человеколюбии из сердца открытым с угнетенным. Для угнетенных твою. Почему С? Вообще откуда С берется? С пожеланием. У меня же следующая строка читается с пожеланием здоровья ваш дух. Сейчас у меня мозг странный довольно. Друг народа. Выпуск Т-23. Беспристрастная политическая газета. Автор месье Марат. Какой толк в остром уме, мастерстве, дерзости и стойкости, если они не работают во благо общества? Не стоит забывать, что год назад месье Никар фактически подписал указ о голоде, заявив об угрозе нехватки продовольствия в 1788 году. Он тем самым дал толчок к росту цен на хлеб, а затем воспользовался этим и установил монополию, лишив пекарей свободно покупать припасы на свое усмотрение. Таким образом, уважаемые читатели, наш благодетель прибрал к рукам все зерно в королевстве, чтобы обогатить своих приспешников-перекупщиков. Его друзья, министры, дворяне, верховные судьи и другие ушлые проходимцы, все они участники заговора. С помощью дворцовых потаскух или заблюдов эти грабители наживаются на несчастье народа. Граждане, мое перо свободно и будет Таким образом, уважаемые читатели, наш благодетель прибыл к рукам все зерно. Подожди, перемотать нельзя, ладно, сейчас почитаем. У нас где-то тут есть дневники. Жак, это... Здесь раскинулась самая большая усадьба в Грогаеку. Под влиянием трудов агронома Антуана Пермети ее владелец садил несколько акров своей земли картофелем. Сторонники этого недавно завезенного клубня утверждают, что его культурирование способно предотвратить такие бедствия, как голод, охвативший страну. Ладно, места, это ладно. Часовщик. Нифига себе, основные обязанности этого автомата были ремонт и завод многочисленных часовых, разбросанных по огромному знати. Теперь он ремонтирует поврежденных в битвических складах. Однако своей универсальностью инструмент при встрече с противником часовщик может использоваться и как грозное шеф-повар. Граждане, мое перо свободное будет изучать мессия Некара, покуда он заправляет делами королевства. Я буду писать о каждом его преступлении, пока этот голодающий не спасется бедством и в силах скрыться от нашего праведного гнева. Так, давайте поговорим.
Monsieur Lavoisier,
What can I do for you, Aegis?
the clues I found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
Diable. You must find a way to get there and put an end to this threat.
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier. Monsieur Bailly.
I am very pleased to find you.
I found a document written in a script that I was unable to read.
Let me see. Je vois. These pages were written, a variation on Taylor's system, no doubt. I'm wont to use it myself from time to time while
What does it say?
It's a bit je crois. I believe the author writes that the subject died from a large dose of prussic acid.
What is prussic acid?
My apologies, Aegis, but I'm no chemist. You should ask Monsieur Lavoisier.
Goodbye, Monsieur Bailly.
Aegis, a word, s'il vous plaît.
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the empire. Those from Saint-Domingue and the Petite Santé, our most formidable adversaries. They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going, and resort to the vilest methods to achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money, and their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiralty, when I overheard a conversation between 2 planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No, I must act with both compassion and realism.
Any reform, revolutionary or not, must be taken step by step, with moderation and prudence.
This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land.
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is extremely worrying. We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hotel de Massiac alive.
Надо было ножи им выдать.
Did you go to the Hotel de Mas?
No.
Remember, it.
What is the aim?
We publish on and what it. Yeah.
See you later. My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Aegis. We missed you when we had to leave our shelter at Place Saint-Méry. The path that led us to this convent was not an easy one, believe me.
Goodbye, Monseigneur.
Allez en paix.
Aegis, I'd like to talk to you about my research. Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion, like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking about the three Nemes. These echoes. All of this is clearly related to Nicholas Flamel's work.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami. And this leads me to fear the worst.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
Not him, per se. Rather the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries. This poses a grave danger to us all.
What do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Mon Dieu. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his lapis philosophorum.
What is the lapis philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis.
Oui, mon père.
Will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitence door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year, I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
Goodbye, mon père.
Goodbye, mon père.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
I went to the meeting point you indicated. I had an unexpected encounter there.
Get to the facts. Who did you meet there?
Madame de Polignac, the Queen's favorite. She made no secret of her reason for being in that desolate place. So now I know all about the precious cargo that is the cause of your great concern.
Seigneur. The children. What happened? Tell me that nothing bad has happened to them.
That remains to be determined. One thing is certain. Charlotte and the young Dauphin are missing. The evidence points to an ambush by the Duc d'Orléans' men. They apparently attacked the wagon the children were hiding in.
How the hell did they know?
This ambush could not have taken place without an accomplice. You were betrayed.
A plague on Orléans and his damned informants. They have taken the children.
That still remains to be seen. It seems that the Duke's men were interrupted while carrying out their task. 3 of them lost their lives. A 4th was able to escape.
Excellent. I bet it was my hussars who sent the vermin running. But why the hell haven't they reported to me yet?
Only they could tell you that.
Would you be so kind as to go and find them? The lives of these poor children hang in the balance. My hussars are stationed at Les Invalides. That's from where they were to set off for Gros Caillou.
I went to the meeting point you indicate.
Get
That's
but which my
goodbye. Monsieur Necker.
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
I'm not done investigating.
Don't give up. I remember. That's in the... As for the...
Monsieur de Mirabeau. What does this letter mean?
Who gave you the right to read my correspondence?
I'm curious about how you got rid of it earlier. As if it burned your...
To tell you the truth, you're not entirely... It is a missive sent by my father, the Marquis de Mirabeau, the scoundrel who shamelessly dares to call himself the friend of man. He writes to say that he is on the brink of death, in such a desperate state that he has received extreme unction. This reprobate used his final moments on this mortal plane to send me threats yet again. He swears that he will torment me from beyond the grave.
How is that possible?
To my knowledge, he has not yet deigned to shuffle off this mortal coil. In any case, the satisfaction of knowing he is dead would not assuage my concern. This man is more persistent than the plague. He's capable of anything. He has spent his entire life persecuting his family. And I believe he is ready to spend his eternal rest continuing to do the same. I need to know what he's planning.
Where is he now?
At his home in Argenteuil. Given the circumstances, going to ask him for an explanation is out of the question. But the man who heard his final confession is here.
Monseigneur de la Fare.
Precisely. Only this confounded shaveling refuses to tell me a word of what the old dragon confided to him. He stubbornly insists on the secrecy of confession. Bon sang. Will we ever be rid of these damned superstitions? Aegis, would you be so kind as to intercede with the bishop? Perhaps you will be able to make him change his mind. Were you able to speak with...
No. Minister Necker claims that you were a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the King's chambers.
What luck could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly. Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, There's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. I'm sure he'll have no trouble finding you something you can use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Good. I will go and find him.
Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
Сейчас пока тут со всеми переговоришь.
Eh bien. Do you come bearing news from Monsieur Marat?
No.
I have it on good authority that he's the only
Is your plan to arm the populace going as planned?
Oh, far from it, madame. The situation is hopeless. Even if they were armed and formed into battalions, the Patriots would not be able to fight.
Why is that?
Most of the strategic points in the city are inaccessible. A strange illness strikes all who try. They are seized by an irrational fear, one so great that those who do not lose consciousness go mad or perish on the spot. This makes it impossible to do anything. Any attempt at an uprising is a fool's errand.
The locations you mention share a common feature. A statue holding a lantern.
That's right. From what little I could make out, they appear to be depictions of a Vestal Virgin watching over the sacred fire.
Une lanterne des morts.
What do you mean, monsieur?
Lanterns of the dead. Ancient stone pillars that are found near some cemeteries. Our ancestors kept a fire going on top of them. Today, no one knows what they were used for. A symbol of light triumphing over darkness, perhaps? Others claim that human bones, mercury and lime, were burnt there. Some odious sorcery that was meant to entrap the tormented souls that wandered around the burial grounds.
That makes sense and confirms my observations. I'm now certain that the King's lanterns capture the anima essence of the dead who have been cast into purgatory, and that this essence is what allows the automats to stay in motion, without needing a key to wind them.
Paternoster quies in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum.
Now that I think about it, madame, you obviously are not subject to the harmful effects of these lanterns.
No, au contraire. When activated, these statues reveal an apparatus that allows me to repair myself.
It follows that if you destroy these lanterns, the people will be free to fight again.
Unfortunately, they are preternaturally strong. Nothing can so much as damage them.
Come now, no metal is indestructible. If we knew what these lanterns were made of, perhaps I could find a way to destroy them.
Take a look at this ledger, Monsieur Lavoisier. It contains a list of metals. I found it by the factories, near Vaucanson's workshop.
Let's see. Steel, molybdenum, very good. Tiens, donc, tungsten and zirconium. This master blacksmith knows his trade. These metals can be used to make the strongest alloy imaginable, as long as you have a fortune to invest.
For that, our clockwork tyrant knows no bounds.
Well, Monsieur Lavoisier, is there any way to break this alloy?
Break it? Certainly not. But a mineral acid could change its structure. Melt it, perhaps. I would recommend sulfuric acid, or vitriol, if you prefer to use its common name.
Where can I obtain some vitriol?
I had some, but my laboratory at L'Arsenal was ransacked. I can't tell you any more than that. You should ask my colleague, Monsieur Bailly. He uses similar substances in his research.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do for you?
What is prussic acid?
It's a volatile compound extracted from Prussian blue, which is a pigment derived from the cochineal, an insect.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a lethal poison, of the most dangerous sort. Though at weaker doses, it merely induces a deep soporific state, or a coma, if you will.
A deadly poison.
Aegis? Is everything all right?
I would like to access the contents of a safe that is supposedly unbreakable. Dare I ask for your help, Monsieur Lavoisier?
And how can I be of assistance to you, madame?
I need gunpowder to break through the door.
Gunpowder? But I don't have a speck of it, mon ami. Do you think I just walk around with explosives in my pockets?
Oh. I apologize. It was Monsieur de Mirabeau's idea.
Mirabeau? What is this ridiculousness? I suspect he knows full well whatever he's playing at. Where is the animal? so we can ask him what's truly going on.
He has left. He had an urgent matter to attend to.
Eh bien, I'm sorry, madame. If I could inspect the safe and determine what metal was used in its fabrication, I might be able to find a solution. But given the circumstances, I'm sadly not in a position to help you.
I understand. The clues I found at the warehouse suggest that the gun...
Yeah.
Where can I obtain some vitriol?
I had some, but my laboratory at Larsenal, I can't use. He uses...
Goodbye, Miss...
Пипец там с ними разговаривать, да разговаривать там 50 раз одно.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do?
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Слава богу, с одним закончили.
How was your search at the Vaucansons' home?
I found this penknife there. I was struck with a vision as soon as I picked it up. I saw Mademoiselle de Vaucanson running from the Comte de Cagliostro. This letter refers to a hiding place where she often sought refuge. It's in the Jardin du Luxembourg.
I know the place. One day, Eugène and I were walking in the Luxembourg Gardens when suddenly Athénaïs jumped out from our hiding place like a wild animal. It was a startling, almost frightening sight. The spot is on the edge of the garden, hidden by vegetation between two statues.
Would you happen to know where I could find some vitriol?
Sulfuric acid? Of course. Combined with sea salt and green copperas, we use it to polish the lenses of our telescopes. But I don't know how much we have. You would need to go to the Louvre and take a look at the observatory storeroom to find out.
If you will allow me to.
Of course, madame. Here is the key.
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme? So that we might ask him.
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
Did you go to the hotel?
No.
Remember.
See you later. Monseigneur.
What can I do for you?
Monseigneur, I would like to talk to you about your
What has gotten into all of you? This has gone on long enough. I will say it one last time and pray that they will finally leave me alone. Nothing and no one will make me violate the secrecy of his confession. Have I made myself clear?
Perfectly clear, Monseigneur.
How is your research on Nicholas Flamel going?
I have done nothing yet.
Don't take too long. Don't forget that the tomb is in the crypt of the church isn't...
Goodbye, mon père.
Ну, все вроде, да? Со всеми переговорили, со всеми все сделали.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
I went to the meeting point you indicated.
Get
That's
excellent, but
Which may...
Goodbye.
Ну все, на этом можно остановиться.
Monsieur. Goodbye.
С женой мы потом будем разбираться, найдем или не найдем. Так, ладно, всем большое спасибо, кто смотрел. Ну и что могу сказать? До новых встреч, всем всего доброго. Пока-пока.